Hey,
Good evening, my good friends.
Everybody, what's up?
hey,
Thank
buddy.
y'all for tuning in to Wrestling with Sports.
With your host,
With
King
your
Mega.
host, I am the aforementioned champion of sports.
Oh my
In case you
God.
didn't know,
Here
the
we
Atlanta
go.
Braves
Here we
are
go.
the 2021 World Series champions. In case you didn't know, the
In
champion
case you
of
didn't know,
champions,
baseball's on a lockout.
King
Bro.
Mega.
Did you order that?
Triple H is the king of kings. I am the champion of
Did you order
champions.
that from Amazon there, buddy?
No,
Let me
no.
get the Braves
This, this,
package.
this is straight from Chipper Jones. I got a hotline into Chipper Jones.
Oh, sure
Hey.
you do.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Hey, Chippy.
Yeah, that's Mega. I'm LowRyda. That's Boogaloo.
Yes.
And we're about to pay
First
some
out.
sponsors.
Hold on. Let me give a shout out to
Oh.
Charles Redmond for that awesome video, Brad
Yes.
Owens for the countdown, and Cicada for that awesome music.
All right, let's pay these bills now. Stop yapping. All right, healthvape.com. Health Vape sells healthy vaping alternatives. All of their products have no nicotine, no harmful or addictive chemicals, and they're vitamin infused. So make sure you pick yourself up some of their vape or pod products using our code MWAPOD for that 10% discount.
And if you want to be a champion like me and Ronald Acuna, then you got to get yourself an arm sleeve and go to sleeves.com. Sleeves offers great quality products from arm sleeves, knee sleeves, headbands, tights, joggers, socks, and even dirty boxes. So if you or someone in your life is an athlete, then you definitely got to check out sleeves.com. And for 10% off, enter our discount code MWAPOD.
All right. And
Oh, jeez.
follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MWA World. Subscribe to us on all podcast platforms.
And
YouTube, MWA World, MWA Podcast Network. And without further ado, guys. Oh, also, one more thing. Sorry.
Come on.
Storefrontier.com/MWA World, where you can get all of your MWA merchandise.
I'm still waiting to see wrestling with sports merchandise, but I guess we gotta get.
Yeah, no, we're not popular, guys. We
We're
got to
not
get our
popular.
views up. Hopefully, our guest
today's-
today can help
yeah,
us
boost our
get our
ratings.
views up.
Yes.
This is a good friend of Mega's. He's from ESPN New York, right after the Michael K show. Chris Carlin.
Unfortunately, he's a second place winner.
Hey,
This is
Mega,
the first.
move
I
your,
knew this was
the
going to
first
come
win
up.
team.
move your
How
mic
you doing,
thing
sir?
over.
I'm good. Where is it? There we go. Hang on a second. I
Uh-oh.
want to make sure.
Oh
Keep things
God!
Straight.
Move.
Oh God!
Despite 41-10 a couple of weeks ago. What's going on, fellas? What's
How's
going
it
on?
And
Not
thank
much.
you for coming on. We're doing.
Thank you for coming on.
do
Mega always
appreciate
talks
it.
about he knows these people, and I'm like, Mega, put your money where your mouth is, bro. Our show is suffering. We're hemorrhaging from the inside. You need to reach out to a friend, and he called you for a lifeline. I'm glad you came in to join us.
If I'm the lifeline, I don't love to see what the prospects are, boys. Megan and I go way back. We were just talking about it before the break, and it's alarming how far back we go. But I'm happy to be here. Thanks for asking, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
Go
awesome.
back to white. Was it a white Honda Civic?
Yeah. I had a white Honda Civic wagon in college when I knew him.
Wow.
Yeah. Called it the Polar Bear. That thing would start no matter what.
Yeah.
And those old Civics were they were runners, man. You can get them to go all day.
Oh yeah. I remember one year, I think it was that winter, we had a blizzard, and that thing was the only car that started on anywhere near campus. It was tremendous.
You went to college with Mega?
No, I went to college in a town where Mega and I worked together for a summer. I went to a college called Hobart College. He and I worked together a summer in Geneva, New York, in the middle of nowhere. He lucked out. He was only there during the summer. It got absolutely brutal in the winter. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was the only one. There's a few of us in the house. I was the only one that slept on the couch.
The only one? Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
That must have been a big couch where you were just dangling off of it.
That was.
Did other people try to sleep on the couch?
Yeah. Well, I think I know my mattress was on the floor. I know that.
It was on the floor.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what I just remembered? So my I guess scholarship, for lack of a better word, from St. John's paid your rent. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that.
Because we had we split this house with somebody that was borrowing it was renting it the next year for college, but he had to pay for the summer. So we got it for a few $100, but Mega paid the rent on the place because his scholarship from St. John's, that was for an internship with a minor league baseball team called the Geneva Cubs. It was a Cubs minor league team, A-ball, when they had short season in the New York Penn League. And it was a blast of a summer. We had absolutely no money, but it was a blast of a summer.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, we had a great time.
So when you were hanging out with Mega, did he ever tell you his St. John's baseball stories?
All the time.
If I would never twisted my ankle.
If I never would have busted my ankle, boy, I wouldn't know any of you guys.
You would have won the damn Triple Crown in the Big East if it wasn't for that ankle.
That's right.
Mega's like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. Wow. Hey, you see that mountain over there?
Wow.
Wow.
I think
we got Tough Guy Z28. He wants you to get Derek Jeter on next, Mega.
Fuck Derek Jeter. I hate that. I can't stand him. Such a prick.
I got in trouble a few years ago, his last year, and I was doing a TV show called Loudmouths with Adam Shine. And if you remember, like, he was retiring in 2014, and that whole year, it was just a long tour. And it was
everybody
annoying.
was giving him everything.
Yeah, and that's fine. I get it. But then in August, I see this commercial, Gatorade commercial, and he's taking a car service to work to the stadium, and he's like, I'll get out here. And he starts walking around the Bronx, and he walks in the Stan's bowling alley. And, the guy's like, we've been waiting 20 years for you to come here. He's like, you never invited me. I'm like, all right, enough. What a fraud this was, because let me tell you something. The second he got into that stadium and walked out of that bar, that guy could not wait to shower fast enough to get away from the fans. He wanted absolutely nothing to do with that. And if it wasn't for Gatorade paying him $30 million, he would not have gone anywhere near Stan's bowling alley.
Oh, wow.
Guys, ass.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
You saying he's an ass, or he's just a germaphobe?
I'm saying he wanted nothing to do with the fans unless he was getting a check. That's what I'm saying.
Hey.
It's tough, man. That's probably why he shunned you, huh, Mega?
He's just an asshole.
He said, hey, Mega, hey, Mega, can you grab my bag?
It's crazy.
I need two of my bats.
That's Chris. I told you a story, right? I was at an All-Star game with Alex. I call him Alex. He's not A-Rod. He's Alex.
Well, he's Alex. He's Alex to those.
Alex, right? And Jeter, and he introduced me to him, and he couldn't care less. Couldn't pay me any bit of mind. He was off looking at some broad, and I'm like, dude, can you even give me 3 seconds of respect as a human being? Couldn't pay me any mind. I'm like, you know what?
See, this is the best part about Mega is that where you stand with him is determined in 5 seconds. That's it. That's it. Right. There's either no coming back from it. There's no, just try. If you piss him off early, you're done.
And it's going to be that way for life.
Life.
When I first met Mega, I hit him with a chair. And we're best friends.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something. I was in a match with Louis, and it was a hardcore match. And he beat the ever-living shit out of me with this chair. And I'm like, I'm about to kill this dude. But Louis had this reputation of, like, don't F with him. Like, he was super serious, and he was like a straight shooter. And I was like, oh, this fucking dude. And we went in there, and he was just beating the shit out of me. And I'm like, I'm about to kill this dude. And at the end, it was just like, he was my best friend. I'm like, oh, this dude is cool as hell. So he's the one exception.
He's the one exception.
He's
the
one
back.
exception. Yeah, he's the one exception.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Quality he's the one exception. So how's so I haven't been in it's I try to listen in when I can. But how's ESPN radio going for you?
It's been great. It's been great. Been there 2 years and it's been phenomenal. So I'm working, on ESPN New York 98.7 and excuse me, and also on the national side, doing some shows there tomorrow and Friday. I'm filling in for Greeny on his radio show,
Awesome.
Nice.
which I've been doing a little bit, and it's really been tremendous. It's an absolute dream come true. To be honest, you work a long time to get a chance like this. So I've been very fortunate to be there, but it's cool. I mean, it honestly, it beats the hell out of working for a living because I'm sitting here talking about sports. How hard can it be?
I was telling them.
I'm sorry, Mega. Can I just answer? Is this something you always wanted to do? Was this your dream?
Not like when I was a kid. When Meg and I met, I did. But like when I was a kid, I was thinking about, like, I always loved sports, but I was thinking about going to law school because I had two brothers who were lawyers and they got cash and they looked good. And I'm like, all right, I could see that. I can argue, whatever. And I took a political science class in college. I'm like, that's over, no shot. This is kind of a funny story is that I got into it because when I was a freshman at Hobart, this kid on my floor comes up to me. He's like, a lot about sports, right? I'm like, yeah, I guess, So the guy who was the color commentator on the football broadcast, and mind you, this is Division III. Nobody cares about the football team at this point. So the guy who was the color commentator was a former player. And the night before, he had been all hammered at a bar downtown. And the bar, Mega, was a Holiday, if you remember the bar.
Yes.
And so he was belligerent, bad drunk, the whole thing. And somebody finally decides, you know what, we're doing something about this. So they go up from behind. He's standing at the bar, and they pants him, pull his pants down, and just to piss him off to no end. So he turns around and punches the first person that he sees, and it's an off-duty cop.
Oh,
yeah. And that's not bad luck. That's just dumb luck, So he was asked to not return to the broadcast booth, as you would imagine, and they needed somebody kind of in a hurry, so they put me on the sideline. Like I was like, yeah, this would be fun. What the hell? And I just absolutely fell in love with it. So this whole career is thanks to a drunken moron with no pants. So here we are.
He's your Wally Pip.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wally Pants.
That's awesome.
That is great. So what I was going to ask you was, so when you fill in for Greeny, like how does that come about? How did you get selected? Did he ask you, or did the producers ask you?
How it worked is like, so this is my first time working at ESPN the last couple of years.
Right.
And so I had been doing some weekend stuff for them and some fill-in stuff here and there. And it was just kind of one of those things where they heard me and they kind of liked me. So let's give them some chances here and there. And then this past summer, like I got a lot more run with Bart Scott. Zubin Mehenti, who was working on the morning show. This is a little inside, but Zubin was sick for like 6 months where he couldn't work. Mm-hmm. So Alan Hahn, who had been doing the show with Bart, filled in the morning.
Right.
And I had worked with Bart for 2 years at WFAN. So they put me with Bart, and they saw that we immediately had a chemistry. And so out of that, I started to get more run. So, let's try him here. Let's try him here. Greeny, I had known for a while. He had been a big supporter of mine, earlier in my career, and I really appreciated that. So yeah, that's kind of like, it's like anything. Like they give you chances, they like you. All right, let's put them here. Let's see what happens. So
yeah, because I remember I was tuning in one day. This was, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks ago. And I tuned in. I was in my car coming from gym something, and it was during Greeny's show, and I heard you.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit! Like he's running for Greeny, and Greeny's like, an institution at ESPN.
He is. I'm very lucky that that's the case. Like, you know, you have, like, when you're in this kind of a career, and it's the same for you guys, you have 4 or 5 moments where you don't know if things are going to work, right? And for whatever reason, something comes along to kind of give you that little spurt. And Greeny was one of them. I was at the Super Bowl in 2006, and it was the Steelers and the Seahawks, and I was covering the Seahawks for the week, and I was going to media day, and I had been doing overnights at WFAN at the time, not really knowing if I was going anywhere, and I was working on the Imus in the morning show, which was just, you know, that was a whole nother thing. But I'm walking down these stairs. I've never met him before, and in the stadium, and he stops me, and because he sees my credential, and he says, "I listen to you driving into work and he recited back like something I had said like 2 days earlier. I love listening to you." And you're just like, there are 4 or 5 of those moments for me that like kind of keep you going. And Mike was tremendous in that particular moment. Like, he was just awesome in helping me out. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, good to hear. That's really good to hear.
Yeah. He's a tremendous dude. He's such a good guy.
So, I mean, what kind of hustle did you, I mean, from Hobart College to where you're at right now, what's that hustle look like? And
oh man,
and I mean, what's that time frame? I mean,
yeah, I mean, so like that.
Mega's old as hell. That's why I asked.
So we both graduate 95, I think so.
I graduated 94.
94, okay.
January 94. Yeah.
I graduated 95, and I didn't have one interview, one anything. And I got an internship at WFAN in New York. So the hustle is like legit that. I actually had to call like somewhere between 35 and 40 schools all around New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, just to get somebody that I could pay to give me a credit so I could take the internship, you know, because I had already graduated. So like, and you couldn't, at that time you had to either get credits or get paid, and that was it. And so I worked there for 3 months as an intern, and I just went to my boss afterward. I just kind of kept my head down. What do I have to do to work here? And they started giving me, you know, like tape editing shifts and stuff like that. And every time they needed me, I showed up. Like, they called me last minute, I'd show up. So fast forward a bit, I got a job on the air at a small station in Rockland County, New York. Okay. And I would work at night at FAN editing tape, and I'd drive up at like 1 a.m, sleep on an air mattress at the radio station, and get up and do the morning sports. You know, I wasn't screwing around. So 97, I got a full-time job at FAN, running the studio board for Mike and the Mad Dog. And then 6 months later, I'm 24 years old. I'm producing Mike and the Mad Dog, and it's the #1 sports show in the country. I was like, you know,
that's awesome.
It was great, but I was way in over my skis. You know, I had like a full head of hair then, and it's all gone now. So I was producer for a long time. But I always wanted to be like Marv Albert, right? I always wanted to do it. And I didn't get a job one summer, 2000, at Bucknell University. Their play-by-play job was open. I didn't get it. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, this isn't going to happen. If I can't get the job at Bucknell, what am I going to do? And a few months later, they gave me chances to host some shows, and they hated me at first, and they told me so. And then finally, like, I just decided I'm going to screw around with the callers. It doesn't matter. This isn't going anywhere. And they liked it. Like, they liked me just kind of being an idiot. So that's like served me since. I will get it done if you let me be an idiot. And that's, you know, so I'm just myself. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. But I went from there to working on the Imus show to, you know, I got some guest spots on TV shows on the Mets network, and Fred Wilpon saw a couple of them and kind of liked me and decided that he wanted to have somebody that kind of looked like the everyman on his network. So I got the Mets pre and post game job. I'd never done TV before. Again, no freaking clue, but again, you just let me be me, let me be funny, and I'll do it. So I did TV for 8 years, a debate show. I did that, but I really wanted to get back to doing radio. And so, I mean, here we are. I took a job in Philly for a year. I moved back to New York a couple of years ago in 2019. We were taken over from Mike Francesa. He came back. A year later, I got fired because I knew that was coming once he came back. My contract was up, and I'm sitting here in 2019 like, all right, this might be it. Let's wrap it up. and the phone rang, and ESPN gave me a chance. So kind of here we are. That was a long way to get there, but it doesn't even cover like a quarter of the story as it was.
I can only imagine, man. Like I normally hear you at the end of the Michael K show. I tune in quite often to Michael K, and then I started listening to you afterwards because I thought you were pretty funny when you would come on and kick it with Peter. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to check it out. So I'd normally just keep my earbuds in while I eat dinner. And, the wife and the baby are yapping. I'm like, huh? What? I can't hear you. Sorry.
Don't get in trouble, man.
It's tough, man, because I love sports, man. That's why when me and Mega were like, when they were talking about adding another show, me and Mega were like, let's do sports.
Yeah, sports. Yeah, it's awesome.
I love sports.
It's tremendous. And Meg and I were, we'd go back and forth on our teams all the time.
I can only imagine.
All the time.
So Chris, I might have a 60-second spot for one of your shows. Maybe you could get a retired mechanic a spot on your show called the On Couch Coach, and you just let him berate the Yankees managerial staff.
Coach.
That's my dad. My dad can manage.
My dad is he's a diehard Yankee fan, and all he does is berate everything they do wrong.
He's not an Aaron Boone guy.
No.
I get it, man. I get it. Listen, tell him to call in. I'll give him 2 minutes if he wants.
You hear that, Dad?
I remember when I forgot what show you had, but I remember.
Thank you for tuning in, Justin Barr.
This is years ago, and you were at the Fan, obviously. And I said, I'm going to call it. And it was the first time I ever called into a show. And I remember you called in, and I was like, I wonder how he's going to act. And you were so professional. And I asked you something about a Braves Rangers trade, like Mark Teixeira for somebody. Yeah. And you just played it off like, no, that's dumb or whatever. And I just wanted to you knew it was me.
I did at the time?
You did. Okay. Yeah, you knew it was me.
I was probably afraid of I didn't want the bosses to think that my buddy was calling in. You know what I mean?
I didn't even think about that, right?
But now it wouldn't matter. I would completely destroy you. I would just absolutely. I'd call you out for who you are, Megan. I would. But it's listen, it's like walking on eggshells all the time because you've got this gig and it can go away at any minute. I found out the hard way. Mm-hmm. And at that point, when I was doing those shows, I was probably just every day. It's okay, how am I going to take that? That was the true hustle time. I was doing any show they would give me. Right. I was working early mornings. I was doing and doing some TV too. So I was just trying to, and I do Rutgers as well, Rutgers football. So that was a time of no sleep for a good 6-7 years and just hoping to add something each day.
Yeah. It sounds just like indie wrestling.
Yeah,
for real.
Hey, hold on. We got a question from Bob from iSlip. He wants to know, what do you prefer, Chris? Subway's tuna sandwich or meatball?
No, that's a meatball. That was the other thing. That summer, we were working hard, but I still must have put on another 30 because every day.
No, easy.
Every day we were eating. Seriously, they would hand us these Subway coupons, and we'd get a sub for like $3. It was like a full size sub.
Right.
And yeah, like I had that meatball every day, and you had the tuna every day.
Every day.
Every damn day.
Time out.
Every day.
Didn't that dude lose like a ton of weight by eating
Jared? Yeah.
Well,
and then
yeah, well,
he became yeah.
Well, he's running from people's dads.
Now he's rotting away, hopefully.
Yeah, no kidding. But oh God,
every day.
Those Subway subs every day.
Single day.
We're happy to get the coupons. I know that.
Yeah.
$17 a game. I remember that's what we made. 17.
I totally forgot that's what it was. Wow.
Yep. $17 a game.
No wonder those $3 subs were coming in handy.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And that was in a town where $17 could, buy you a mansion.
Yeah. It was. But this town, they had this pizzeria called Uncle Joe's, the best chocolate chip cookies on the face of the earth. You put them in the freezer, right? And the middle would never get hard. I had no idea what they did, but put it in the freezer, you take it out, you eat it frozen, you bite it, and it's like a chewy center. I don't know what they did, but yeah, delicious.
I remember that.
Joe's
that was
pizza.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
that was great.
You want to do the show?
Yeah, let's. You wanna, yeah. We can get into a couple of.
But before we start the show, I would like you to stump the king later, Chris, if that's okay with you.
Stump the king?
Yeah, we give him a sports question, and he has to answer it.
Okay.
Don't help him out because he's your friend now.
No.
Don't give him a softball. Don't give him a softball.
And I'll even make it easier for him. I'll tell you right now, I'll give you an Atlanta Braves question and I'll bury you.
Oh yes. I love it. I'm ready to do it. All right. Let's go. Sean, what's our first topic for the day, Sean?
All right. Are we gonna see a Bucks Patriots Super Bowl?
Oh man. You just
that the question?
I skipped the Patriots. The Patriots win with Jones 2 for 3, 19 yards.
Okay.
But
what's that, Pat Bucks or Pat's Packers Super Bowl?
I'm not going to put the Patriots there yet. I'm not going to do it. Listen, we
going nowhere.
I know they all want it, but I mean, I'm sick of the both of them. All right, I actually respect Brady a little bit more, but I'm sick of the both of them. I might be with one guy in America that doesn't want the storyline. I don't want to be talking about Belichick and Brady for 2 weeks. I don't want to do that.
What it be. Yeah.
You don't want the gimmick to happen.
No, and I know the league does, but I have so just no interest because it has taken away every other great story that the Super Bowl can be about. You can always find really good ones there. I've been fortunate enough to cover. I've been to 10. I've covered at least 7 or 8 of them, and just the stories that come out of it are awesome when they're not the same story again and again and again. And so that's I hope not. Now, having said that, the Chiefs' defense has been much better. I'm not counting them out yet. I'm not going to count them out yet. I know they haven't been what we would have expected this year, but I'm not counting the Chiefs out yet. And I'm not handing it to Mac Jones to walk into the Super Bowl. I just can't do that.
That's a tough route to take, to be able to do that as a rookie.
Yeah. I'm a little cranky in general. So like I'd be annoyed by that, and I'd be annoyed by Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. But either one of those things is going to happen. Like one
they're
of
going to happen. Right. That's just going to happen. Yeah. I was just really impressed. I know the weather conditions played a major part into it. But I was very impressed that Belichick game planned the way he did, and he went into Buffalo with the victory. And the crazy thing is, going 2 for 3 for 19 yards was the 4th lowest total in history for a winning team with passing yards. But I'm honestly impressed this year with what he's done as a general manager and a coach. And that was full on Brady. And now that narrative has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Strictly what he's doing this year. And I, for one, would like to see him in the Super Bowl, just so he could, pat himself on the back a little bit and get his flowers, so to speak. Because everybody was like, oh, it's Brady. But he's proven, hey, just give me an off season. Let me get my defense together. Let me get my tight ends. Let me get a quarterback who can run the offense, not turn the ball over, and I'll do the rest. And he's proven it.
Well, I think it was a lot of touch and go, though, because a lot of people were saying that Brady wouldn't do it without him either.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely.
So, it was definitely, I feel like, I think it was a lot of the Patriot fans that were more, Brady ain't going to do it without Belichick. And then,
he did it.
He did.
As quarterback and GM.
Yeah, for real. For real. He pulled a lot of strings, man.
He really did. I'll give you two things on Belichick that I find fascinating. Number one is the thing that he does better than anybody else, and this escapes me with not every other head coach, but with most other head coaches that end up failing. He doesn't worry about what he doesn't have. He worries about what he has and how to get the most out of it. And how do I put guys into a position to succeed, to do what they do well? Like, how many times have we seen him pick up free agents and they actually become a part of what they do defensively, things like that you're just like, how does that happen? Because he maximizes what they can do. And the other thing is, so 5 years ago, I was working for SiriusXM and their college channel, and I went down to Alabama, and we were doing a training camp tour, and myself and Andy Staples from The Athletic were interviewing Nick Saban. And at the end of the interview, I just asked, why do you keep doing this? Like, what's left to kind of prove, And he started talking about Belichick, and he said, the thing that people look at the New England Patriots and wonder is, how lucky are they that they got Tom Brady in the 6th round? And he says, the thing about Bill Belichick is he has never looked at it that way in his life. He wonders, what did we fuck up in the first 5 rounds to not see what Tom Brady was? And so it's just like, I hate the word process, but it's constantly about that in this guy's mind. He cannot get past that. And it's every little thing about what we have to do to be better. And I thought that was, that blew me away when he said that.
Yeah,
wow.
I can definitely see him the way he's added all of those guys throughout the years, even wide receivers, like guys that they thrive for 1 year and all of a sudden they become a free agent and they go to a new team and
they're never the same. For all those guys like Deion Branch, like he should be paying those guys, Brady and Belichick, commission,
Amendola, another one that just basically like once he left the Patriots, it was like, what?
Yep.
What?
Exactly.
So, our next topic. What about Big Ben? Do you think this is going to be his last season?
I hope so. I'm so sick of him. He is such a whiny diva. It's just unbelievable to me. And he has really hamstrung that organization from being able to move forward. They should have cut him loose after last year. But it just seems like even if he changes his mind here, like there was a report last week that he's going to quit after this year. I could see him changing his mind and wanting to try to play. And then is he going to play with them or not? I hope not. They have to move on at some point, and they don't have the answer right now. And the reason they don't have the answer is if they had drafted the answer, he would have been pissed off about it. And I really think that, first of all, I've never been a fan since the not one, but 2 different incidents with women that, like, I was so excited to have him as a quarterback when he first got drafted. I bought the jersey, the whole thing, got rid of it, like, after all that stuff happened. And secondly, as good as he has been, like, it's time to go. and he doesn't seem to want to do that. And I think he's held back the franchise. So I hope this is it. What people are missing is they're just not very good. You know, they're decent defensively. TJ Watt's obviously amazing. Minka Fitzpatrick's a really good player. Other than that, they're not great, and they have a terrible offensive line, and they need a lot of work. So they need to get his money off the books.
Yeah, they got a lot of rebuilding to do.
Right.
Yeah, like my best friend is a Steelers fan, and I told him he like kind of just not gave up, but he just like doing a towel a couple of weeks ago. And I said, look, as long as you have Mike Tomlin, you're in it. And we talked last week, and I said this needs to be Big Ben's last season. And I tell you what, the quarterback of the 2022 Pittsburgh Steelers isn't on their roster right now.
No, he is
not on their roster.
And it's not Mason Rudolph, and it's not Dwayne
Haskins. Nope. They got to go elsewhere, and they have to move on. They have to move. And I'm sure Tomlin wants to move on. And I don't know if the Rooneys do or don't, but they just got to let them. They have to move on. Yeah, they really do. Because you're right. He's holding the franchise back at this point.
Totally agree.
So speaking of Steelers,
yeah.
Who do you think will win the AFC North? I'll tell you.
Don't do it.
You know what? Hey,
you can stop holding that up.
But that North is up. It's up for grabs. Anybody could take it, man. Because nobody's running away with anything right as of this moment.
It's 4 teams that are still just
close
not
enough.
Very good. You know,
yeah.
They're okay. They're okay. I think the Ravens will, but I have a lot of questions about them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody that wins that division is going terribly far. There's no question that the Bengals are on the upswing.
Right.
You know, I think you have to feel good about that. You're just not there yet.
No.
Yeah.
No. But I think so far it's we can obviously I wouldn't want to lose the rest of the games, but we only won 4 games last year. I think it's been a good season so far. Obviously, expectations changed. But if they go 9-7 and miss the playoffs, I'm happy. What I was most happy with, I told this to my aunt last year, is that 2 years ago, the Bengals were in the game for a matter of 5-6 minutes. And the first quarter game's over. Last year, they were in games. They lost 12 games, but they were in pretty much every game, or at least the games that they lost were in it up until the fourth quarter. So that gave me hope for Zach Taylor. And this year, they're just inconsistent. That Jet game when they lost against the Jets, they beat the Steelers, lost to the Jets, was the definition of a trap game.
Yeah.
And I think he'll learn this year about being consistent and navigating the ups and downs. And I honestly really don't want to make the playoffs this year because I don't want us to give us false hope, and I want him to learn from his mistakes, and he really needs to motivate the team after a big victory. Navigate through those letdowns, and then next year, let's move forward. But I think it'll be the Ravens. I really think they have too many injuries to overcome. I think if the Bengals win, they'll win because the Ravens are hurt and Lamar has to do too much.
All right. Their offense right now is Lamar, go do something.
Yeah.
That's really what it is, you know. And
that's
you
tough.
know, a lot of the time that's enough, but it you know, you're gonna wear that guy out. You really are.
They're gonna get him killed sooner or later out there.
Yeah.
With everything he's got to do.
No question. You have your quarterback, though. That's what you need to know about Cincinnati. Is you have your quarterback.
Got a quarterback. Yep.
That is true. He looks solid.
Yeah.
Our next topic, UFC 269. I'm not sure if you're a UFC guy, Carlin, but we got 2 title fights coming up. Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier, who's fresh off his victory over Conor, and then Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena.
Right. So I follow it in very cursory fashion. Like, I'm not a big time fan, but I've been on the air at ESPN Radio during some of those fights. And so I obviously saw Poirier McGregor. I've seen Amanda Nunes a couple of times, but I didn't see her the last time out. So I'm going to defer a little bit on this, but with Poirier, boy, I mean, I was just super impressed with it. And listen, I'm not smart enough to know how much Conor had left to begin with, but
Yeah, his tank was running low.
yeah, but I thought Poirier was pretty impressive in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Poirier definitely is. He revamped his whole career. I feel like a couple fights ago, like Khabib dominated him though, but I don't think anybody was gonna really beat Khabib if he didn't hang it up. But Oliveira really changed his career also around because he was more of like a journeyman, and he's just been dominating lately. But he's almost every fight he's ever lost, he's been knocked out, and Poirier's got that power. So I think Poirier's gonna put him to sleep, unless Charles can get it to the ground, and I don't think Dustin's trying to go down to the ground with him though. So, and then Juliana Pena, she's had a lot of injuries. She was, I think,
that's the one that
she was
blew out her knee, right?
Yeah, she was the first ever bantamweight champion.
Not tough enough. Not tough.
Yeah, she won the tough
Ultimate Fighter. Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, she won Ultimate Fighter, and then she never even got to defend the belt because she ended up getting injured in training camp. But Amanda Nunes is an animal, man. Like her nickname suits her, the Lioness. She's freaking. I don't think anybody's gonna beat her. Like I can't see it. She put the beating on Cyborg, and I was like, whoa, okay. And Cyborg got that was a dude for years. So you know,
yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that honestly, I can't wait for the weekend. I love catching up on the fights. So, you know, throw them out there. Maggie, you got anything?
No, I'm just.
You gonna
I'm
watch
ready
him?
for. I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna watch him. I know we getting close to Louis' time.
Oh yeah, it's that time.
It's almost that time.
Yeah,
I think it's that time.
All right. You want to explain the game?
So yes, so we do a little game called Stupid Ish. We can say shit. Stupid shit. People say.
Stupid shit said in sports.
Stupid shit. Right. Stupid shit said in
I'll
sports.
I'll read something, and then
we have to guess who it is. Now we each have a we can each ask a question before we answer. So like a lifeline. So we each take a guess, ask a question, and if none of us get it right, we can ask another question, and then none of us get it right, we'll move on. But we usually do 2 out of 3, and whoever gets the most questions wins.
I got 3 today, so
okay. Well, it'll be definitely 2 out of 3.
Michael in space says,
all right, Louis.
Tough guys eat 28. All right, ready? Here we go.
Now it's time for Stupid Shit Said in Sports with your host Boogaloo.
I love it.
All right. How you guys doing?
Hey guys.
All right. So here we go. We already explained the game to you, sir. So we're gonna just go right into it. All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So this guy went on a long tirade. I didn't want to get the whole tirade, but one of his sayings was, "I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah."
Mike Tyson.
That's Mike Tyson.
I already knew that one. As soon as I heard that, I was like, "That's Tyson."
Why'd you jump the gun, bro? I was talking to him.
Oh,
this is true.
Am I supposed to give this to you, or is it open for the floor?
It's open for the floor.
Okay, my bad.
It's open for the floor.
All right. Ready for the second one. When interviewed by a reporter, the man was asking him, he goes, "Blacks and Jews have a real connection." This gentleman said, "Yes, we have big dicks, they have big noses."
What the fuck? What the fuck?
He says,
wow.
"Blacks and Jews have a big connection," and the guy goes, "Yes, we have big dicks, they have big noses."
Wow.
I'm gonna lay out on this one.
Angel says, shaking my head.
Out of this one. Wow. I'm going to. What sport?
Mixed martial arts.
Oh,
Mixed martial. Wow.
all right. I'm gonna go with. All right, I got a. I'm a. Was this guy a? Was he in Pride and the UFC?
Yes, he was.
Rampage Jackson.
You got it.
How do you?
My fucking dude.
How do you do this?
Because he said
Fucking
this
right,
most
baby.
stupidest things. I knew it.
Rampage.
Yeah,
All
Rampage always says some crazy
Yeah,
shit, man.
yeah.
Let's see this last one. This
Can
could
we
end in
see
a
it? Can we
three-way
see
tie.
it?
This could end in a three-way tie.
I got to get this one. I got to get this one.
This gentleman said, "I am the straw that stirs the drink."
Reggie Jackson.
God damn it, Mega.
Mhm.
No, I had his uniform. I couldn't think of his name. Reggie Jackson.
I didn't know if I was supposed to raise my hand or what.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give it to you, Chris, because
No, give
You're
it to
a guest.
Mega. Give it to Mega.
Nah,
yeah, Mega.
Nah,
Mega
you know what? Mega again. You lose.
Oh my god! No respect. No
We're gonna do
respect.
Stump the King. You've got a question for Mega?
I do.
All right, hold on
Oh,
one second. We got to do his intro for his show. Ready, Chung?
Yeah, but we don't have. I don't have the fly. Oh yeah. Here we go.
You do.
Rocky.
Now it's time for
Oh,
Stump the
Jesus.
King. Here we go. Stump the King. Somebody stump the King. Say what? Stump the King. Somebody say the King. Hey,
Oh my
hey.
god!
And stump the King. All right,
So
Chris.
I've got two questions, one of which I think he's going to get.
Two.
All right, it's a
So,
two-parter.
but I'm deciding which one I'm going to give him. So I'm going to give him the one I think he's getting no shot at.
Okay.
There we go. I like it.
What Atlanta Braves pitcher hit 2 grand slams in one game?
Oh snap! That's a good one.
What Atlanta Braves pitcher hit 2 grand slams in one game?
Shit.
Stop hitting the table, Mega.
Sorry.
It might be a hair unfair for me to ask the question, but I'm asking.
I like it. I like it.
Wow. I'm going to go. I want to say somebody, but I know he's not. I know he's not the answer. Can I get 2 guesses?
Yeah,
Rick Mailer.
no. Think a little older than that.
Older than that.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's why I said it might be a little unfair because it's not exactly in his wheelhouse.
In my
time.
wheelhouse. Oh
Yeah.
my
Well,
god.
Mega's old, so he
But
might
if
be-
you're an
Yeah,
Atlanta
Mega's-
Braves fan,
Mega's been
He played-
around.
here
for
we
he
it.
played
go.
Little League with. I bet you he played Little League with this guy.
He
He
played
used
Little
rocks
League
for
with
balls.
Jesus.
He used rocks for balls.
Wow.
Jesus actually beat him out on that St. John's team.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. I'm not sure of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Messersmith.
Not a bad guess. No. Tony Cloninger.
Ah!
All right, but I'm gonna give him one other
We
one.
gotta get-
that you better
we
All
gotta
get.
right.
I'm gonna give
we
him
got
one
time.
other one.
That
that
was tough.
You better get. It was tough, but you
That was
better
tough.
get this one.
Okay.
Guy who's over your left shoulder right now, Dale Murphy.
Yes, sir.
What position did he break into the major leagues playing?
Catcher.
There you go. There you
All
go.
right, there we go. Look,
All
we
right.
can finally
There we
do
go.
this.
Yes.
Man,
We
that
finally
was like
get
a
to use
20,
it.
like you were in the 20s there.
Oh my God.
I should have
That
given you
was-
a Nate McLeod question with that jersey. I still can't believe you're having Nate
You should've.
McLeod jersey. I
Well,
mean, this
listen,
is what Washington.
Chris,
I mean, come
Chris,
on.
Nate McLeod don't even have a name McLeod jersey.
Nate
anymore.
McLeod. Yeah. You're probably right.
He actually just hold on. He wants to know where he could get that. Can he buy it off of you?
He can buy it off me. So I have actually. So since the 2021 World Championship,
Oh, don't
Braves
tell me
won-
it's autographed.
Oh, it is. It totally is. It totally is. To Chris, best wishes, Dave McCloud. So I had a Shaq, and then
Okay.
under here was Brady,
Yeah,
game
so
issue,
12, baby.
Brady, Shaq, Nate
and Nate
McLeod.
McLeod. There you go.
And then on the other side, he has Penny Hardaway.
Nick
Oh
Anderson.
man.
Yeah.
There was what was that? I was gonna ask about the freaking what did you think about the signings that the Rangers made? I know you're a Rangers guy.
Yeah,
I heard you on the Michael K show talking about it. But
Yeah,
I figured I'd bring it up here.
it's
'Cause
typical
they
Rangers.
did do a lot of signings, right?
Yeah, they did. I
They
mean,
got John
look,
Gray.
they got John Gray. They got obviously Seager and Simeon. The Simeon thing was so typical Ranger. The whole thing is typical Rangers because they need pitching. They have only been good when they have pitching. All you have to do is look back at where they were, in terms of where they stacked up in team ERA the years that they were good from 2010 to 15 roughly, and they were always in the mix there. But like John Gray is excitingly average at best. He doesn't do a whole lot for me. So I don't get me wrong. Like I love the fact that they signed Seager. That's great. I also expect him to be the Yankees opening day shortstop in 2024. Like I absolutely do.
I saw you tweeted that, and I agreed with you.
Yeah,
Somebody
and it
else-
would be
yeah,
typical,
yeah.
right? I mean,
It's gonna happen. Yeah.
Not for nothing, but I was hoping that the Yankees would have pulled the trigger on Gray. I don't know if I would have been good with the 56 million.
yeah.
But I feel like he's always done pretty good, especially being that he was in Colorado.
Yeah.
The numbers he put up, like the last 2 years, I guess he hasn't been as good, but
Listen, if you put up mid fours in Colorado, that's not bad.
exactly.
I still don't. It's still to be determined. It looks like that new ballpark in Texas is a hitter's park.
Yeah,
but
I was going to say that too.
I don't think it's the launching pad that the old one was, but we'll see. I mean, I think that they it's very interesting to me that they decided to go that route, but I still think John Daniels is just the worst. He's just the worst, and I don't understand how he's still there. I don't.
That is he's been there for a decent
for a
amount
while.
of time.
Too long. And what they don't pay attention to is when they were good in 2009, 10, 11, those years, Nolan Ryan was there and he was heavily involved in how they handled their pitching and that they would challenge their pitchers to go deeper into games. And it wasn't about, like it was, it wasn't about throwing 270 innings, but it was about like 5 innings isn't enough.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
if Mega would have never twisted his ankle.
yeah, I know. we all wouldn't be sitting here talking about it.
That's right.
He could have thrown that ball over a mountain.
Right now, if Mega had never twisted that ankle, right now we would be getting ready for the induction this summer into Cooperstown.
That's right. You'd have my jersey up on your wall.
Well, no, not this summer. He would have been in when 1955, 54, something like that.
Yes,
he's not that old.
He would have beat Jackie Robinson out, and we would have had Mega Day, where everybody would have to wear his jersey.
Oh God,
His number would have been retired, and everybody would have to wear his jersey.
I absolutely love it.
But yeah, we're getting close to that time to wrap it up. So, Chris, we do appreciate you being on. It was definitely a pleasure to meet you. I definitely will keep tuning in.
Listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me. And Meg is a guy that, you pick up the phone, I'm showing up. We got that kind of relationship. And I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about, Meg can call me in the middle of the night and say, I got a problem. And I'm showing up with 2 shovels and a bag of lime.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's he's Chris's.
He's my guy.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
That's my brother. 100%.
No, he's the best. And I appreciate you guys asking. I've been seeing all over social media. I'm excited for you guys, and I'm thrilled that it's going to be going well.
We're trying, man. We're trying. We're hopefully, the this will pick up and we can keep it moving.
Yeah,
We're on that teetering point where we're almost getting canceled. So
Yeah,
you got to keep going. You got to keep going, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
yeah. Because I mean, our boss is from Australia. He's like, I don't understand.
he's like,
What
you
is
guys talk about baseball. What
What is
baseball? I've
baseball?
never even heard of it.
He goes, you need an Australian correspondent where we could talk about rugby and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, hey,
sorry, Pierce. I'm not talking about rugby.
yeah, talk about some badminton.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I appreciate you guys asking. I was thrilled to do it.
No, it was definitely an honor to have you on here, and we do appreciate you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Now we know Mega's not a liar.
Yeah, all this time we didn't even believe he had a job for all these.
Yeah, I bet he's like, probably sure he's talking to one of his coworkers. I'm like, come on, man, you know you don't got a job. You like Tommy from Martin.
It's not a farce. It's true. So yes, Chris, if you could just
does a show from his mom's basement.
We could,
one of us doesn't. We all do.
Yeah, we all do.
I do it from my wife's closet.
Well, as you see, I'm still in my my same room that I had when
His
I was
childhood
15
room.
years old.
Hey,
Still got the piss stained mattress.
Come on, man.
on that note, all right, boys.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on, brother. We're gonna pay some bills real
Can you
quick.
hang out for about 5 minutes, Chris? Or
Yeah.
You gotta go. All right.
Yeah.
Hang out for about 5 minutes.
You got it. Hold on, we're gonna
Pay
pay
some
these
bills.
bills.
We'll pay some
All
bills.
right. First things first. HealthVape.com. Health Vape sells healthy vaping alternatives. All their products have no nicotine, no harmful or addictive chemicals, and they're vitamin infused. So pick yourself up some of their vape or pod products using our code MWAPOD. Smoke yourself some Red Bull.
10% discount.
Yeah.
And if you want to be just like the 2021 NFL
God,
Rookie of the Year, Jamar Chase, then go to sleeves.com. Sleeves offers great quality products from arm sleeves, knee sleeves, headbands, tights, joggers, socks, and even dirty boxers that Jamar Chase wears. So if you or someone in your life is an athlete, then you definitely want to check these out. Go to sleeves.com and for 10% off, enter our discount code MWAPOD.
And if you're not happy with that 10% off, message Pierce Austin and see if he can get you additional 5%.
Also, go to storefrontier.com/MWA World for that, all that MWA podcast merchandise. You can get Knights of the Gimmick Table. You can get wrestling with, well, no, they don't got anything wrestling with sports yet.
Yeah,
In the
bringing up
business.
the rear.
In the business with the Three Kings. What is it?
Shooting the shit
uncensored, Get Funked, and the Fuck You Brad shirt.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of getting funk, shout out to Kiwi.
Alan
yes.
Funk.
Yeah, he tuned in.
Chimed
He
in,
gave
tuned
us a
in.
little shout out.
Yeah.
Called us his neighbors. We do appreciate it.
That pit, never mind. I was gonna say that picture of him looks
Follow
like he's
us
not
on
wearing no
Twitter and Instagram at MWA World and subscribe to us on all podcast platforms and YouTube, MWA Podcast Network. Thank y'all for tuning in. And next week, we may actually be talking some wrestling.
Next week, we may talk some wrestling and just a little behind the scenes. Great one. Someone that texted me yesterday and said, Carlin, really? That was Chris Leibel. And I'm like, oh God, sorry, dude. So
wow.
What is it? Everybody's named Chris that y'all used to hang out with?
He's going to be on next week to talk wrestling and
Chris,
Acuna.
We should do a show just the three Chris's and
Power Agent to the Stars, Chris.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So
he'll be
that's
on next
awesome.
week. Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next week.